So we're live. Hi everyone, we're back again, and like I mentioned earlier, Charles is the data scientist working with AXA Masad, and he has been a very good contributor to the ecosystem. Uh, Co-founded Night of Code that actually help people. I mean, that is amazing. Help people, enlighten them about how to write and optimize data science and machine learning code, and also build data science and machine learning project. And is if you join the section that he actually hosts on Skype, I think it's still Skype, right, Charles?
Yeah, actually, Skype.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Skype.
Yeah. So if you join that section, trust me, you will learn a lot from Night of Code. I mean, I'm actually an evidence of that section. So I'm going to hand it over to Charles, and to you, Charles.
Okay. Thank you so much, Emeka. All right. Hi, guys. Good afternoon. Um, I just want to say thank you to Artificial Intelligence Festival for bringing me up to this session. And I want to say kudos to Opeyemi, for that session, even though there is limited time, but it gave out so much to us. And I want to believe that we have taken note of several things that he has pointed to. So today, within the next 15 to 20 minutes, I will be walking you through the how to assess business impact of machine learning projects. Today in Nigeria, we have higher supply of AI skill than the job available. And I'm telling you based on my own critical review, the entire industry, looking at the effort by Data Science Nigeria and some other individuals who has, invested a lot in developing AI skills. So what we then have is that as of today, we have a whole lot of data scientists who can be assigned as junior or senior, but we have limited work. And some of them working, they are doing more of data analysis and not even data science role in some firms. What this then means is that as much as we are developing these skills, there's a need to also create more opportunities. And there's no way you will do that if you do not know how to assess business impact. The reason why I'm giving this background is because it is very essential in the sense that one day we will need to get a job. You need to change job. You are not just you are not just developing your skill. You need to improve on the job, and you also need to get another job. If the applications of your skill is not being known by other firms, they will not create that opening, and they will not see the need to employ you. So within this short session, I will talk about the why and the how. So I just want to keep it that simple. Why do we need to do this, and how can you do business impact assessment? Yeah, this is a summary of my work experience. I say data is the new oil,
I
and I
think we can
live
see
in
your
an
screen.
oil country.
I don't think
Hello.
you can see your screen. We can't
Oh,
see your slide. I'm going to share the slide personally. Let me.
okay. Right. So just let me know once it's up so I can then move on. So this is my favorite quote. I said, data is the new oil, and I live in an oil country where nobody is drilling. If data is being said to be the new oil, Nigeria as a country, we have a lot of data around us, which is the oil. And then the heart of drilling is the heart of looking deep into the data, performing predictive analytics. So in the past, you see people working with, I mean, past data analysis. So they analyze based on past events, which is in form of business intelligence. So, but little people, little organizations really dig into data to bring out more insight. And the problem is due to the fact that they do not even know how they will how those projects will be beneficial to the company. If you think you know me, this is me, and I have over 2 years of work experience in data science field. I currently lead the team, data science team at AXA Nigeria. I'm also an ambassador for AI Exponential Thinker, also the convener of Night of Code. My Twitter handle is Olachas, and I'll be showing more there. So I will start this whole class today by explaining the concept that I tagged beautiful nonsense. I make a, am I sure that can people see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So the concept of beautiful nonsense. Um, let's look at it. Okay, when I started working, I went through this as a work experience. And I know some have also had similar experiences. Let's take, for example, there's these companies whose goal, who you were employed as a data scientist and maybe as an intern or a junior data scientist. The zeal is there. You really want to do a whole lot of things. So I thought about the company. What can I do? Okay, let me help grow the customer base. Let me do one beautiful machine learning project that can help improve, acquire more customers. So then I work with my guys, started writing codes. I do that for several weeks and finally have a working model. I mean, I deploy the model via an interface and it fits well. I mean, very good model. Then I went to my manager and then I tender, okay, this is what I've been working on. With this, we'll be able to acquire new customer, we'll be able to do this and that. And the manager just looked at me and said, hmm, this project is beautiful, but it is nonsense. And I was frustrated. I've spent hours, I've worked, I've done this and that. I mean, he said, it is beautiful, but it is nonsense. Then I asked further why. He said, the company strategy is not how to acquire new customer. It is rather how to keep them. So over the years, they don't have issue gaining customers year on year. They are growing faster than they even had as planned. But they can't keep those customers. They are losing some of their customers year on year as well. So the problem is not how to get 2 million customers. It is more of how to keep them. So you can see that effort has been wasted. The project is beautiful, but it was a nonsense because it's not meeting the company's strategy. It's not meeting their goal or their immediate need. So I'm not going to tell you how to manage this kind of situation, but I would rather walk you through how to avoid it. So you shouldn't go through the same scenario that I faced some years back. All right, if that is the case, then let me say this, that as an organization, we have several people there. You have bosses you are reporting to, your manager reports to senior teams. I mean, you are also assessed based on meeting the set target for you and not on how hard you have worked. Your performance also affects that of your managers. Your job role contributes to the company's overall mission and vision. And for every day at work, there is manpower cost. This just means that you are not an island. So you are not just in that company doing your own thing on your own. Everything you do connects to that of the receptionist, connects to that of the security officer, connects to the customer service. So this then means you need to think beyond the codes in the notebooks. There is a real need for you to be able to say, how will my project impact the business in the direction that the business has laid down? So this then means, what should you do? How can you assess business impact of a project, machine learning project that you're thinking about? So rather than you having the scenario that the beautiful nonsense scenario, whereby I have to go back again and say, okay, let me do another project. Why not follow the right order? What should you do? So the next slide, I will be explaining one by one. The very first step you should do is you need to understand the business. I've also found out with a couple of data scientists, either as interns or enthusiasts, or even experienced guys that I have within my network. The problem is not on how skillful you are. The problem is not on how to work with data in your notebooks or whatever platform you use. The issue is how to link your knowledge and connect it to the business. So the very first thing you need to do is understand the business. How do they make money? What do they spend? What do they spend on? If they're a finance house, you should know that they give out money as loan and they get interest from that. What do they spend on aside operational costs? There's something called cost of funds. So a finance house take investment and give out loans. So when they take investment, they pay those people interest. They give out loan, they collect interest. So there's a cost for them acquiring the fund they are giving out to you. So you get to know both what they are spending on and what they are doing to generate income. You need to know that. Secondly, try to understand the business strategy. You know, get to meet with your manager, just throw those questions. It is needful because you are part of the business. And if you don't know the direction the business is going, then you won't be able to connect to it. You won't be able to align your effort. So understand the strategy. This year, what is the goal? What are we trying to do? Are we just trying to grow the numbers? Okay, is that the target to increase revenue? Is there another thing that is been agreed on that we also need to keep an eye on? So once you get to have those information at your fingertips, you can easily identify problem areas and start thinking of likely solution that you can propose. One more thing you shouldn't miss is understanding ratios and cost. It's part of business. You need to know on the average what is our retention rate, what was the revenue last year, what over the past couple of years is it on a decline or on an increase? What are the different cost, acquisition cost, manpower cost on the average? So to say, what's the total customer that we have? In terms of ratios, if it's finance house or banks, you see NPL, non-performing loan rate. I mean, you also see in the insurance industry, you see things like combined ratio, loss ratio. These are ratios specific to that industry. You need to know because those are the drivers of some of those businesses in terms of profitability. So note those rate and cost. Where is the company currently? And I just want to assure you that if you do these three readily, you have experience. You've been part of several data science competitions. Even if you didn't take part, you can see list of several competitions listed on Kaggle and all other platforms. So when you see this problem, you can easily say, okay, similar projects should be able to address this. So at this point, you have been able to map out, okay, this project will help me keep my customer. And how then do you evaluate? You then start doing evaluation of proposed solution impact. So if you see, okay, to keep my customer, I need to do a particular project based on the industry, you need to assess impact using the ratios. Take, for example, now I want to improve the retention ratio from 43% to 60% this year. And how do you measure that impact? So you know the acquisition rate, you know how much acquisition cost, how much do the company spend on average to acquire a customer. We all know that the cost of getting a new customer is higher than keeping one. So companies spend a lot in acquiring customers, several spendings. Uh, so when you know the acquisition cost and you see that you are helping the company to raise the retention rate from 43% to 60%, you can then convert that ratio to numbers. So if we have 2 million customers today, and by the end of the year, we've grown to this and we do not lose uh, 60% of them. So how much in numbers of customers have you been able to keep? That way, you can then multiply that customer number by the acquisition cost. You've been able to save that company from that proposed project. You'll be able to save the company that value. So beyond the benefit in terms of theoretical benefit that can be seen from that project. Now that you have put money there, you have put monetary terms, you've been able to assess it and say this is the business impact in terms of money or how it affect the ratios. This is what the business needs and not the good idea. So it makes the stakeholders easily understand what you are saying and better comprehend the project and its impact. Then you put together a business use case. It's very key. I'm driving you towards the business angle of data science. You might just want to write the codes. You might just want to write the codes. It's beyond that. The project itself needs to be informed by the business need. That was why I took you through the understanding of the business. At this time, you should put together a business use case, stating what the problem you've identified, stating your proposed solution, the impact of that solution on the business, the likely cost to execute the business, the project. So don't forget, your project might incur some cost too. So you need to also add that there. And lastly, you should also highlight risk. What are the potential risks and what are the mitigants? And lastly, if possible, try to simulate and present a demo. You know, this is very key. You can do local deployments using Flask, or you can even use Power BI as a dashboard, or you deploy it on web service and use a local app, Azure or AWS. So this way, when you have this ready, you then move to meet with your stakeholders and present this to them. Remember, when you show them this, they will rather ask questions. Okay, can we get this right? Okay, you mean this will impact this? Can this also solve this problem? So you are engaging on a business talk. And once you get their buy-in, they will be the one to push the project for you because they want to see it successful. Unlike the time that in the beautiful nonsense scenario where I walked through and I went to them and they rejected it. So this time around, they know you have followed the right path, you are aligned with the company. Whatsoever you come up with, they will even be the sponsor of that project. They will be there, they want to see it successful. And uh, that is actually what uh, it should be. So, lastly, these are just the rates and the numbers you should try to keep at heart. The estimate I have here, they are fictitious. Just you need to know basically acquisition cost. Let's say you spend 3,000 naira to acquire a single customer. Manpower cost on the average, how much is it? Performance rates, retention rates, the count, customer count. I mean, with this, you are good. You can try to keep these numbers attached. You really need to have these numbers. Just go to meet with your manager or meet with any of your guys in other units, finance unit, ask some of these numbers, just know them at heart. It helps you to even see how impactful your idea will be to the business. I would like to go through a business scenario, how to actually work from the beginning and build up a business use case and many others. But that won't be for now. That will be in the re-conference. So I will enjoy you when the conference is up. Make sure you register and be part of that conference. Okay, so
All right.
thank you.
Thank you, Charles. I really appreciate. I mean, I've learned a lot from this. Exactly. So the truth is, a lot of data scientists think that this whole data science thing is about code, you know, and I barely think it's about code, because I mean we are using data to actually help business make decision and improve their brand also and possibly benchmark their competitor. So it's important for you to understand that what Charles actually said is very, very, very important. Okay, it's something you should consider when looking at getting a job in a company because they are concerned about their business. And the truth is, they don't care about your code. Exactly. Even though your code is going to help them solve problem, but they care about how much you understand the business. Exactly. So thank you very much, Charles. And the next speaker is going to be Farida Adamu. So Farida Adamu is a data analyst at researcher.ng, and I'm gonna send the link to I'm gonna drop the link to Farida's live stream on the comment section, so you can always go there. So if you have any question for Charles, you can always reach out to him on Twitter. I'm so Charles. Okay, okay, you can reach out to him on Twitter. Ola Charles, and ask drop your question there, and he will surely answer you. All right, thank you so much, Charles. Once again, we really appreciate you. So if you have any
Thank you for
question
having me.
for Charles, you can always reach out